John, Bradford's final pre-season outing before that game against Featherstone next Sunday. What were your thoughts and assessments this afternoon?
I was pretty disappointed, to tell you the truth. I don't think we're working as hard as we did last year in those few games we had last year, and I don't think we're showing enough humility with regard to the opposition. They went 12-0 up, and you just think they thought they were going to win the game with 40-50 points. Well, you're not when you're playing a good outfit, which Keighley are, and consequently after 12-0 up we make 6 headers in the next 10 sets, and 2 of them were on first tackles, so you're not getting anywhere with that, and twice with the ball we gave penalties away. So all you're doing then is, through our incompetence, you're just inviting the opposition into the game, and that's exactly what we did. And from then it was a struggle, because Keighley obviously got excited and could sense an upset, and we got a bit nervous and demonstrated a deal of trepidation. So it hasn't been that good a day performance-wise, and it'll certainly need to be a lot better coming up to next week.
When we spoke pre-game, John, we spoke about, obviously, players putting themselves in the shop window for those 17 shirts available next week. Does what you've seen today raise more questions than answers?
I think that's a real good point. Yeah, I think it probably does. Yeah, so but we've got to find the answers in training. We've got 7 days to find the answers for a much improved performance. But let's applaud Keighley and let's say how well they played. The thing that's thrown me more than anything is young Alex Stevenson. It's upset me a bit as that, because you don't want to see an injury as severe as that in a trial game, and we obviously had him the past couple of years, and he's a lovely kid, and he's working hard obviously to make his way in the game, and it's pretty sad. It is upsetting.
When you look at the two halves and the strong starts, is it a bit frustrating, John, that couldn't continue?
Yeah, it's very frustrating, because it's as if we had the menu as to how to make things work, and then because it's working, let's throw a spanner into it. Well, no, let's just keep doing what we were doing, and we did start very strongly, but it just fell apart. And the thing that I'm most annoyed about is that last year, the few games we played, I would have said our young men who were looking to make a name in the game showed great humility and great work ethic, and were improving rapidly, and our team as a whole showed a desire to work hard for the mates, and I ain't just seen it yet. So hopefully it's a blip after this year we've had out, but all will unfold in the next few weeks. But we certainly need to be a lot better than that.
Danny Brough had a real telling contribution in that first half.
Yeah, well, that's again in the changing room. That's one of the times I thought our most enthusiastic player, what a bloke who's played 500 sort of first team games. Well, for me that shouldn't be the case. It should be lads who are striving to make the way in the game. Their enthusiasm levels should be through the roof, and they may well make naive mistakes, but you shouldn't be able to fault them for taking shortcuts and not working hard enough. And I think at this moment in time we can.
More progression from Ant Walker. He scored his first try in over 4 years.
Yeah, I think Ant's been really good, to tell you the truth. I think the 2 games he's played, he's taken his opportunity really well.
What's the latest with Ant Walker, John? How long's the trial?
It was a month's trial from the day before. When did we play last? Swinton. The day before we played Swinton, so that's when he was registered for a month's trial. But I'm going to sit down with him now, because I think again, if we can improve his condition, I think we've got a good middle player.
Jack Sanderson come on in the second half. Obviously, I think Jack could prefer drier conditions, John. I don't think we saw Jack.
No, I don't think you did, and how the team were playing as well. Because we had a good 20 minutes. And shall we say an indifferent 60. So there's been more, as you rightly said, there's more questions been raised than answers today.
When you look at the half-back situation, John, for next week, as today steered you in a particular direction?
What I'll have to do, Mick, I'll have to have a real good look at the video and see what conclusions we made. So we tried a variety of different combinations, and we'll have to decide which one worked out the best.
everyone clean bill of health?
Yeah, that's a really good thing about this, because we've come away with everybody is fit and available for next week. So we'll be picking from that, and hopefully Sam Ellis and Adam Murphy will also be available for next week. So if that's the case, you should see a stronger look in Bradford Bulls.
Final one from me, John. You always know it's going to be tough against Keighley. Does that performance surprise you a bit?
No. I mean, you just look at the players then, and you've got to remember as well, Scott Morrell and Jake Webster were sat on the sidelines. But I thought they really looked a well-coached team, and they looked a hard-working, driven team as well, and that's why they caused us the problem.
You mentioned that the half situation there, and obviously you went with Joe Brown at the start alongside Danny. Is he having looked at him in that position, do you see him as a viable option without Jordan, or is it, what do you make his points in that sort of unusual position for him, really?
Well, he was on the wing, was Joe, wasn't he? He was defending on the wing.
Yeah.
So, but he might well have attacked in the halves, I don't know. So we'll have to have a good look at that, won't we?
Yeah,
but we'll look at all options.
Yeah, and on the you said you had an indifferent 16, that's fair enough. But obviously there was a time in that second half against Swindon where it looked like they might just get through. Well, at what point was that at least something that Keighley were kind of?
Sorry, I didn't hear with the wind. Sorry.
Just with there's a time sort of second half against Swindon that it looked like they could kind of get through and score tries at will in the second half, Swinton. But today, obviously, there was only that one try considering the area. Was that at least a small positive?
Yeah. I mean that's a really good point, because I thought our ruck control was much better. But where we let ourselves down today, it's a different area really from last week. We let ourselves down in errors and giving penalties away whilst in possession. So it's a different problem that we're going to have to solve. But they're going to have to put all those problems to one side and make sure we have a complete performance in order to compete against a very good Featherstone team.
No, definitely. Well, that's it. I mean, what were the things that? There's a few things that need. What were the things in particular that you felt were a bit of a letdown today then in terms of?
I thought it was our work ethic and attitude, and as I say, I don't think we showed enough humility. 12-0, the game's over when you're 12-0 up after 20 minutes, as they found out. But I thought they just thought then it was going to matter how many we're going to score. Well, it doesn't work like that in rugby league. You've got to keep working and applying yourself in order to continue to play well, and we did. We wanted other people to do what we were doing, and as I say, 6 headers in 10 sets, including giving 2 penalties away when you're in possession. It's absolutely criminal, and that kills you. And in all honesty, if we'd have been playing Featherstone today, I think they'd have won by 40.
Well, I was going to say that. You said to me a few times that you don't see Keighley as a League One team, but there's no doubt that it is a step up to Featherstone next week. I mean, what has got to, other than the ethic in action, what has got to improve to give yourselves that chance against Featherstone?
I think there's a fair bit, but obviously what we've got to do, part of our job, is to review the game today, put clips together for individual and the group, and make sure that we eliminate some of the negatives from today and build on some of the positives, because there were some positives but not enough for me. So as Mick Riley said, I thought that was a great phrase, what's this done, it's given us more questions than answers.
Well, I was going to say that, just finally for me, you said to me yesterday that you were hoping to have a pretty good idea of your starting 13 after today's game. Are you now less sure of that starting 13?
I've got a good idea about 8 to 9, but the rest of them, we'll have to really forensically examine this game and then see how we train it in the week, and only then will we announce the 17.
Potentially, if you might have played themselves out of contention.
Correct. I'm not denying that. Yeah, I'm not denying that one iota. Yeah, it's sometimes you play yourselves out of teams as well as playing yourselves into some, and that may well be the case today. So I'm not denying that.
That's not John Kear.